He would not be privy to the early development of the colt, which was bought to be a classic horse and perhaps even to win a Hong Kong derby as a 4-year-old. We have never had a negative report about him from Chris Waller. We were always going to be patient, even though Chris said we could push him to be a golden slipper horse, Coolman said. The boss wanted a derby horse, that's why we were patient. Hermitage has got a lot more than a derby horse in the Autumn Sun, who has only one luckless defeat in 7 starts. He was the hottest property in Australian racing until Messeret purchased a stake as a J.J. Atkins, Golden Rose and Caulfield Guineas winner. That is a unique Group 1 treble, and he will look to add the Randwick Guineas to that impressive list on Saturday. Only Weekend Hustler has completed the Caulfield Randwick Guineas since the latter race was moved from Canterbury in 2006. The Autumn Sun is a special talent, and Messeret wanted the colt that was bred in partnership with the Aga Khan back at Arrowfield. Hard chase, John Messeret credit. Louise Kennelly, it is the hardest I have chased a horse. I chased hard for a long time, he said. In the end he had got to a value where they wanted to take in a partner, and happily they decided to deal with us. All the way through we were keen on this colt, and the more he did, the more interested we were. Even at his first and second starts I was in contact with Chris. Then he won the Group 1. I was just contacting him all the time. I think there were 6 or 7 offers on him. We are just happy to be part of the horse now. We bought into Snitzel, which was a success, but he was bred at another farm. The exciting thing about this bloke is we bred him and he is coming home. Coolman said his boss was happy to see the Autumn Sun return to his spiritual home. He loves his horses and there is something a bit special about having Arrowfield as a partner, Coolman said. Messeret has butterflies about Saturday already. Along with his future stallion, which has won both his starts since he secured a half share, he has interests in Shoals in the Canterbury Stakes and promising colt spring-loaded in the Todman Stakes. You don't get many days like this, Messeret said. But I can't wait to see him, the Autumn Sun, again, because the reports from the stable are so good. It is exciting to see these colts develop. Waller has managed the Autumn Sun's career perfectly. He has improvement left after his Hobartville Stakes success, first up, with a view to perhaps a Randwick Stakes and Queen Elizabeth Stakes mission if he was to win on Saturday. He's that good, he's just cruising. He cruises in his work, he cruises in his trials. He didn't cruise first up because he was in an awkward spot but was able to get out of it, Waller said. He's come through the first up run very well. He's maintained his weight and I think it's switched him on a little bit. The Autumn Sun is the only Group 1 winning colt in Saturday's race but meets a major winning filly in Nikita Dane, the Surround Stakes winner last weekend. She'd have to be very good to beat him. Obviously she's a good filly, but she didn't beat them by a big margin the other day, Waller said. I respect her, but it's never easy for a filly to beat a top colt, and if he brings his Caulfield Guineas form on Saturday, he'll be right. Those types of horses are a different tier to normal horses, so I'm going into Saturday with plenty of confidence. While the Autumn Sun is the main fare at Randwick on Saturday, Shoals, a 3-time Group 1 winner, could earn herself a trip to Europe with a good autumn preparation, which starts in the Canterbury Stakes. On the way back, Shoals wins the Surround Stakes at Randwick last year. Credit AAP, don't forget about her, Messeret warned. She won a jump out the other day very nicely. I think she is back in form now. She had a really bad experience in the Everest. She jumped out and slipped and just would not stretch out and hated the heavy ground. I think she is the perfect horse to take to Europe with her whirlwind finish, and if she went there we could serve her to one of the international sides over there like a Dubois or Frankel to Southern Time and bring her home in foal. Messeret might be open about Shoals' Royal Ascot ambitions, but he was more guarded when it came to the Autumn Sun and just wanted to see where the autumn takes him. I know Chris is very keen to go to Europe with him because he thinks he's a horse that will go well there. He has got a racing style that suits the European scene because he builds and builds and builds, Messeret said. Loading. That is a discussion for after Saturday if wins. He is inoculated, he is a very valuable horse and he was bought for breeding purposes and our primary objective is to go to stud this year. In the past with a horse like him I would be brooding over it, Europe, for 6 months but these days it isn't as important and to tell you the truth he has done enough already to be a success at stud. It is more a sporting thing but it is something I would like to do, win a big race over there. Is he the right horse? There is a lot of considerations that go into that because of the risks involved in travel, but let's get Saturday out of the way and hopefully we are still talking about it.